Welcome back, beard believers and whiskered wanderers, to Beardtory, the show where facial hair meets folklore, history, and, well, heroic legend. I'm Matt, your guide through the thicket of time, and today we're going to venture deep into the untamed wilderness with a man whose beard roamed as free as his spirit, a man that decided that he was going to live bearded, a man named Grizzly Adams. Because this wasn't some campfire story or Hollywood fluff, no. No, the real John Grizzly Adams was a bear-wrestling, wilderness-surviving, freedom-loving American folk hero with a beard so wild it made mountain lions flinch. So tighten your bootstraps, oil the beard comb, and let's head into the great unknown. Before he became a legend of frontier TV, the real John Boyden Adams was born in 1812 in Massachusetts. Yep, Massachusetts. Not exactly known for, well, grizzlies. He started his career as a shoemaker, but the call of the wild was just too strong. After a head injury from a circus mishap, we'll potentially cycle back to that, he left New England and headed west during the California gold rush. But Adams wasn't just looking for gold. He was looking for purpose, peace, and maybe, just maybe, a pet bear or two. And boy, did he, well, find them. Out in the Sierra Nevadas, Adams became a self-taught naturalist and animal trainer. He didn't just trap animals, he bonded with them. And yes, that included grizzly bears. One bear in particular, named Ben Franklin, became his most famous companion. Adams raised Ben from a cub. They traveled together, slept together, fought off mountain lions together. The bond between man and bear was so strong, some locals swore Ben could understand English. But here's the thing. Adams wasn't just a mountain man. He was a showman. In 1856, he brought his trained animals to San Francisco and eventually partnered with none other than P.T. Barnum, bringing his wilderness show all the way back to the East Coast. But unfortunately, as you might have guessed, tragedy loomed like a hungry cougar. Earlier in his wilderness days, Adams had fought a particularly nasty grizzly and took a swipe to the head. Yes, another head injury. This injury never fully healed. Years later, during a performance with Barnum Circus, Ben Franklin, yes, the bear, accidentally aggravated the wound in a moment of, well, roughhousing. Infection set in, Adams' health declined, and he tragically died in 1860 at just 48 years old. But his legend was just the beginning. Fast forward to the 1970s. NBC aired The Life and Times of Grizzly Adams, a family-friendly drama starring Dan Haggerty as the bushy-faced hero. The show captured imaginations and introduced a whole new generation to the wilderness wisdom of Adams. The real Grizzly Adams might have laughed at the sanitized version, but he'd probably tip his hat to the beard. And with that being said, let's go ahead and rank the beard, because let's face it, Grizzly Adams had a face that was grisly and, well, a name that gets thrown around in the beard community quite a bit. For anybody that's new here, we rank the beards the same 5 categories every single week. 1 through 10 decimal points are included because we're not a rookie show out here, all right? We rank them on fear factor, wisdom points, intimidation level, thickness and wildness, and historical impact. And we have done a variety of different beards, and as soon as we rank them, we will show you exactly where Grizzly Adams ranks amongst all the other ones. We have a top 20 list eventually. When we hit 21, spoiler alert, there's going to be some people off of that list, and we'll have to work if you want a full list somewhere. But either way, let's go with the fear factor, because he wasn't afraid of grizzlies because they were his friends. That's, well, a whole new level of brave or bonkers, or potentially what happens when you have multiple head injuries. And for me, this is a fear factor, because let's face it, if you were going through the woods, if you were out in public and you saw the real Grizzly Adams, not the sanitized version, you're going to be a little bit scared. You're going to have some fear in your gut. So for me, 8.1 out of 10 for Grizzly Adams in his ranking and fear factor. Let's go wisdom points. He was a self-taught naturalist, wilderness survivor, and trainer of bears. Not bad for a former shoemaker. I mean, there wasn't anything that he couldn't do except, unfortunately, heal head wounds. Too soon? No, I don't think so. But either way, not a dumb man, not one of the smartest. I mean, he didn't go out and invent something that is still used today or a game changer in the world. But again, self-taught naturalist and wilderness survivor. That's pretty smart in my opinion. And he got out of the East Coast in those winters. That's pretty smart as well. So for me, Grizzly Adams and that beard in him, 7.1 out of 10. Now let's go intimidation level. I want you to picture a bearded man in buckskins riding into town with a bear at his side. There's no way you're dumb enough to pick a fight with that guy in a bar, in a saloon, or in life. I mean, that's pretty darn intimidating. So for me, 9.1 out of 10 for intimidation level. Thickness and wildness. I mean, let's be honest. It's Grizzly Adams. And how many times is there a quote, did Grizzly Adams have a beard? Right? The beard was untamed. It was untrimmed, and it was perfectly matched to the frontier. It was a true wilderness beard. Could this be the first 10 out of 10? Well, no, because spoiler alert, there's no perfect beard. There isn't going to be a 10 out of 10, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is a darn good score. Thickness and wildness for Grizzly Adams, 9.3 out of 10. Let's talk about historical impact. Well, you know what I mean? He wasn't a major figure in politics or war. His legend grew thanks to pop culture, and his legacy is part of American folklore. So it's not off the charts for historical impact like some of the other ones that we have done, but it's an above rating, all right? I kind of pictured it, in the state of New York, if you want to pass a test, it's a 65. It's almost passing. I went with a 6.3 out of 10 for historical impact. And if my math is mathin', that gives a total score 39.9 out of 50. A certified bushy legend. And this right here is where he ranks amongst all the beards that we have done so far here on Beardtory. Let me know if I did a good job, bad job, mediocre job, or what you would rank Grizzly Adams and his beard. Love to hear it in the comments. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. From Bear Trainer, who probably enjoyed a beer, to mountain mystic Grizzly Adams. Didn't just live in the wild, he actually thrived in the wild. His beard wasn't a fashion statement, it was survival, companionship, and defiance rolled all into one. And that, friends, is what Beardtory is all about. Until next time, keep your beards wild, your hearts wilder, and as always, respect the bear and the beard. Respect them both. And there's a saying, if it's brown, lay down. If it's black, run back. I don't know exactly what that is. Don't quote me on that one, but look that up. Stay away from bears in the wild, especially if there's a cub. Because if there's a cub and a mama bear's anywhere near that cub, you're in big, big trouble. But either way, Beardtory. Because let's be honest, history is better with a beard. That's all we got. We'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.